Hey guys, it's Chase Cooley here. Today is water change day, so just kind of gonna walk through the tank a little bit here and walk through what I do for my water changes. We do got a little bit of blue-green algae here on the sand. Looks like something's here on the sand. Maybe it's dinos or diatoms. So we're just gonna go ahead and do the water change today. And vacuum the sand, get some of that stuff out of there. I'll be back with you here in a little bit. I'm gonna go set up my RODI unit. Alright guys, here we are at the RODI unit. First thing that I like to do is every time I make water, I want to go ahead and flush the two RO membranes off for about 3 minutes until my RO only line, this red line right here is my RO only line, is reading low TDS. That way I don't exhaust my DI resin too quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and start that process here. So my water is on. Go ahead and turn the water on to the unit. Yeah, that's the auto shut off valve there. Must not have had all the air out of the system last time I did this. So I'm going to crack the DI resin here a little bit so that the unit continues to run. So we're going to run our DI water here for a minute. I'm going to reach up here and turn that valve there. So this is going to flush my RO membranes off for me through this flush valve if I can get to it. Setup's not the best, I know. I need to find a different way to put it. So we'll crack this open here. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and shut off the DI. See, I'm making a mess already. And then we'll go back to our RO water only. Alright, so I'm going to let this flush for about 3 minutes or until I read. Okay, there you guys, you can see my TDS reading is 5, and it hasn't even been 3 minutes yet. But I do know that my RO membranes can get lower than that. I get around 2 TDS when they're properly flushed. So let's see here. Show you a little bit of the water that I'm working with. Here's the water we're working with coming off the waste of the RODI membranes today. Water must be good in this part of Colorado. Let's go ahead and retest for RO TDS. So 3, you know, I'm happy with that. We can work with 3. I'll show you guys my tap water here too real quick. Tap water is reading 61, so this is actually a really good day for water here in Colorado. Normally this tap water reads about 185 to 190 TDS. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to DI water and let my DI water run. I'm not going to record my DI water running. We all know how long it takes to run RO DI water. It has improved drastically since I put the BRS RO saver kit on here, which gives you 2 RO membranes, so you double your output. So I went from 4 hours to run 10 gallons of water to hour and a half, 2 hours to run 10 gallons of water. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and run my water. Alright guys, I'm going to show you my sump here because it's water change day. I like to go ahead and inspect everything. Looks like we're going to have to do a little bit of stirring on the sump, get some of this detritus up in the tank so that when we vacuum the tank, we can go ahead and get this detritus out of here. We'll go ahead and rinse this filter today. Filter socks will probably be need to change tomorrow. I have some already clean, but they're gonna have to soak in some Seachem Prime for 24 hours because they were washed with bleach. Keep in mind this system's been set up for a little over 2 months, and you can already see a lot of detritus buildup. Skimmer, I'll go ahead and maintenance that today too, just to go ahead and get the cup nice and clean so that it's working at its peak efficiency. So today is kind of a busy day. We'll check our top off water here. You can see I'm using the BRS 50 milliliters per minute pump, peristaltic pump. I did have the Smart ATO, but it was running way too much with this tank. Yeah, it looks like we might have to top off our top off water too, so we'll do our calc add to that, and we'll add our top off water to that too. Might as well knock it all out today. Alright guys, so we've got our first 5 gallons of water here that we're about to go ahead and add salt to. I like to use Salinity from Aquavitro because it doesn't take as much salt to make 35 parts per thousand water. I'm going to go ahead and walk you through it. I do believe it's about 3 3/4 of a cup per 5 gallons to make that 35% salt water. I do test on the Milwaukee refractometer, so I'll be back with you. So that's after 1.5 cups of the Salinity by Aquavitro. I know I messed up on the other one. I use half cup, so it'd be 3 half cups to make it at 26%. So we'll add a little bit more here and see what we end up with. Alright guys, so there you go. That's almost 2 cups of the salt mix, so it would be 4 half cups. It's a little shy of that because I didn't fill that last half cup all the way to the top, and I get 35%. I don't know, maybe my half cup is bigger than everybody else's. Maybe that's what does it. So, but that's what works for me. So that's 1 bucket down. I'll put a heater in it and get it warm while the other bucket is drawing off the RODI unit. Also, just as a side note, if you guys do use this salt, make sure that you put your lid on it while you're waiting for your other bucket to draw, because this salt does pull moisture out of the air just like that. Alright everybody, the skimmer is nice and clean. Still drawing 1 more gallon of top off water before I do the water change here. We're almost full. I'll check back with you soon. Alright everybody, I rinsed my filter sponge. It's sitting in a towel to go ahead and dry off a little bit while I do this. We're going to try and stir up some of this detritus and get it up in the tank before we go ahead and vacuum our tank. I just usually get in here with my hand and stir everything up. Makes a nice mess of the tank, but we'll go ahead and vacuum as much of it out as we can. I also have my skimmer on while I'm doing this to try and get it to go ahead and skim some of this stuff out as well. Got all kinds of sponges down here, and remember, it's like 2 months worth of, it's not all 2 months worth of stuff because I do this most of the time. I like to have this stuff settling in my sump if I can help it. So I'll check back with you guys in a little bit here when I'm ready to do the water change. So as you can see, that's just from stirring the sump, guys. Everything's up in the display tank. It's going to be coming down, filtering through the filter socks, filtering through the skimmer. Hopefully it doesn't make it back to that chamber. But I'm going to go ahead and stir the sand, get that kicked up a little bit, and especially right here, you can see the big old pile of detritus right there. Then we'll go ahead and siphon out 10 gallons of water. Alright, we're going to be ready to siphon this tank out. I'm not going to be talking much while I do this because I'm going to be focused on my water change. Forgot to turn off my bulbs.
Stay away from me, I'm supposed to go. You only need to be drinking this water. You only need to be drinking this water.
And that's the first 5 gallons. So next I'll just go ahead and... Alright guys, sump looks pretty clean now. I'm thinking about leaving that bubble trap sponge out of there. The bubbles hardly ever make it past that baffle anyway. And I like the fact that the flow without it kind of keeps stuff stirred up over here. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and leave that out for a while and see how that works. I might give this one more stir, but the water change is complete. The tank is still cloudy because obviously new salt was just added, plus I stirred up the sand. So we'll see how it goes. Looks like I might have taken a little bit more than 10 gallons because the water level is not correct. And I'll go ahead and correct that with my ATO. Talk to you later. Alright guys, so that's how I do my water change. Here's the tank probably about 3 hours later. You can see everything's pretty much back to clear. So that was my walkthrough. If you guys liked the video, like it. If you don't, dislike it. Think about subscribing. I'm going to try and bring you guys some more content. If you have any ideas, let me know what you want to see. Until then, have a great day. Bye.